Hello everyone. In today's episode, I'm going to give you all the information about paying your overstay penalty at the Turkish airports. First of all, what is an overstay penalty and who needs to pay that? You have a visa duration in Turkey. For example, for European citizens, it's 90 days within 180 days. So, a German or a French person can come to Turkey without a visa and they can stay 90 days within 180 days. For other nations who need to come to Turkey with a visa, your visa duration is written on the visa. If you stay more than the duration of your visa in Turkey, then you need to pay visa overstay penalty. When you make an overstay in Turkey, you need to make that payment before leaving Turkey at the airport. At the airport, there is a section which is called Visa Violation Center inside the airport, which also means in Turkish, Vize İhlal Merkezi. You need to go there and you need to make your payment before leaving Turkey, because if you don't make a payment, then you might get an entry ban and you might not be able to enter Turkey when you want to re-enter Turkey in the future. Now I'm sharing all the steps for paying your overstay penalty successfully at the Turkish airports. In the first step, you need to go to the airport 3 hours before your flight. The reason for 3 hours is that in Turkey, check-in starts within 3 hours before the flight. That's why if you go there 5 hours or 6 hours before, you won't be able to complete the check-in and you cannot make the overstay penalty payment. That's why you need to go there 3 hours before the flight, you need to complete your check-in and you need to get your boarding pass. In the second step, you need to go to the Visa Violation Center with your passport and with the boarding pass. The officer at the Visa Violation Center will take your passport and will take your boarding pass and he will calculate how many days you overstayed and he will calculate the overstay fee. In the third step, if you make an overstay more than 3 months, even if you pay the penalty, the immigration officer might put you entry ban and he tells you 2 options. If you make the payment, how many days of entry ban you will have, or if you don't make a payment, how many days of entry ban you will have. For example, if a person overstays for more than 3 months, let's say an overstay of 5 months, then even if you pay, you will get an entry ban of 3 months. So the immigration officer tells that, and also the immigration officer tells that if you don't make a payment, you might get an entry ban of 5 years. In the fourth step, if you want to make the payment, the immigration officer gives you a paper which says how much money you need to pay. Then you need to go to the counter of the Ministry of Tax and you need to make a payment in Turkish lira in cash. They don't accept credit cards and they don't accept foreign currencies. If you don't have Turkish lira in cash, you can use the exchange offices at the airport or you can withdraw money from the ATM machines at the airport. In the fifth step, after you make the payment at the counter of the tax, they give you a receipt of payment. It's very important that you take a photo of that receipt because the original will be kept by the immigration officer. So take that receipt, take a photo and go back to the Visa Violation Center and give the receipt to the immigration officer and he will put it into the system. In some cases, the system doesn't show that paper and it might not be shown in the future when you want to come back to Turkey. That's why it would be very helpful if you have a copy of it on your phone and you can show that tax payment receipt to the officers when you want to come back to Turkey. In the final step, after getting the tax payment receipt, the immigration officer puts a stamp on the boarding pass and he gives you the boarding pass and also your passport. Then you can go to the police control and you can show your boarding pass with the stamp of the Visa Violation Center on it. And also you can show your passport and you can go to the boarding gate of your flight. Usually people ask how much is the overstay penalty. Really, it depends from months of overstay and also it depends from nationality to nationality. Usually, as an approximation, we say it costs around $100 per month of overstay. However, it can greatly change. Some people, they pay 6,000 Turkish lira, which is around $200 for 1 month of overstay. And some people, for 3 years of overstay, they pay only 14,000 Turkish lira, which is around $500. So that's why it's really hard for me to tell you how much exactly the overstay fee per month. You need to go to the Visa Violation Center and get it calculated there. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it will be helpful for you when you want to pay your overstay fee in Turkey. If you have any questions, you can always ask it in the comment section. And if you need assistance with visa violation in Turkey, you can always get in touch with our company, which is www.investment.com.tr. I wish you safe travel and I wish you a great stay in Turkey.